Darren West from Cassidy Psychology. Clients often ask me, Darren, I've got all these stressful or sad thoughts coming in. How do I control them? Unfortunately, if we were able to control our thoughts, if we were to say, you know what, today I'm going to think of this happy thought, this happy thought, and this happy thought, and all these stressful thoughts I'm not going to worry about, so I'm just going to forget them. If we could do that, there's probably a good chance that I wouldn't have a job. So, unfortunately, this question is, how can I control my thoughts? The response is, we can't. Okay? We've got to somehow be able to manage them. And often I think of thoughts and your mind in an analogy from the point of view as viewing thoughts as like butterflies coming in and going into a house. Yep. So butterflies float into the house and then float out. Can the house control the butterflies? No, it can't. Okay, so just like we cannot control our thoughts. But it's important to realize in this analogy that the house is not the butterfly and the butterfly is not the house. So it is a case of, instead of saying I'm worried about our finances, I'm thinking that I'm going to get sacked, I'm not quite sure what to do about this situation, put a little bit of distance between you and your thoughts. Along the lines, I'm having a thought that I'm worried that I may get sacked. I'm having a thought that I'm worried about our finances. I'm having a thought that I'm worried about this or that, and allow all these butterflies to come in. Okay? You can't stop them from coming in. Sometimes we can distract ourselves, but when we're quiet, okay, they come floating in, and as soon as we try to control them or push them out, they're going to come back again. They did recent statistics and they found that 80% of what we stress about never happens. 17% happens, but is not as bad as we think. Only 3% of what we stress about is as bad as we think. So with that statistics, often we think this butterfly comes in, or this may happen. We think that, it must be true or accurate, but in actual fact, with that statistic, we think of a possible future that is fearful, and we try to deal with it before we get there. But in actual fact, often it doesn't come true. And so it's realizing that just because you've got this butterfly, this thought that's come in, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to happen. It doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's accurate. It may or it may not. The secret in all of this is just to recognize that, it is just a passing psychological event. And if we think about, what may happen, all the things, do we worry about, the next time we get into a car, we could be in a car accident. Something terrible may happen. Do we worry about that? Often we don't. And the thing is, the question you need to ask yourself as the butterfly is coming in, not is whether it's true or not, but is it helpful? And often we stress about things that are important to us. So these thoughts coming in, whether it's finances or relationships, gives us an indication what is important to us. And being able to, do the right thing, worrying about our finances, putting some savings away, or worried about a job, doing a good job. These are good things. But when we go to catastrophize it and say, oh my goodness, I'm going to get sacked, is that helpful? No, it's not. Okay, my job is important to me, and I'll do what I can within this realm, and that's to do a good job to the best of my capabilities. But outside of that, stressing or worrying about that I'm going to get sacked, is that helpful at that time when there's nothing you can do about it? No, often it's not. Okay, so And I also ask clients, out of all the stresses that you've had in your entire life, have there been any obstacles in your path that you've been unable to overcome? And often they say, no, I've been able to overcome all of them. So have that belief in knowing that anything that's come before, you've been able to manage. Okay? You may not even get exactly what you're after, but everything is manageable. Okay? Nothing is in your control, but things are manageable. Have that belief in yourself that you'll be able to overcome them. Do what you can. Your thoughts give you an idea of your values, what's important to you. Okay? But just be aware that these stressful thoughts, particularly if they're coming at night, what happens if this happens tomorrow, this happens tomorrow? Okay, it's about saying, yep, you know what? It is a thought. It's making me feel uncomfortable. Is it true? I don't know. It may not be. Is it helpful for me right now? Well, in actual fact, no, it's not helpful for me right now. Okay, so you know what? I'm not going to react to it. Often we try to cross a bridge before we come to it. In actual fact, we try to cross several bridges before we come to it. And often we never get to those bridges, or those bridges never happen. Okay, so keep in mind that thoughts are like butterflies. They're passing psychological events. That doesn't mean that it's true or accurate. And often, if they're stressful, a lot of them aren't necessarily helpful. Okay, do what you can. It gives you insight into what's important. Making sure that you do what you can. Outside of that, whatever happens in the future will happen in the future. Okay, but be kind to yourself. Realize that, yep, do what you can, and what you can't, being able to let go. Allow that to come in and out. It's not about controlling it. It's realizing that, yep, it's out of my control. All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you for listening. Yep. Again, if you've got any concerns or any stressful thoughts that you would like assistance in being able to manage, yep, please come into Cassidy Psychology. All right then. Until next time, we'll see you then. Okay. Bye.